Hello YouTube, this is going to be a video about how to remove a trailer hitch lock that's seized. Basically I had it on there in Montreal, Quebec for about 5 months in the winter, and it broke off. It was one of these Canadian Tire locks that looked something like this when it was on, and it came with 2 keys, and basically this part pops out and you press it in and turn to unlock it. And what happened was, because it got seized, I managed to spray some liquid wrench inside the cylinder, and I managed to get the key all the way in, but it wasn't able to push in and turn. So I looked up on YouTube how to get it out, but without a grinder, of course, because that would be just too easy and then it would be broken. I wanted to see if I could save it, but the easiest way I saw, it was actually quicker than a grinder. There's a guy, he took a big 4-pound hammer and a screwdriver and just knocked it into the hole, and as he knocked it in, the lock cylinder broke apart, and then he pushed it out. What gets stuck on these, if I'll show you, is this how it looks. This part here with these little balls, they seize up in there, and this model only has 3 of them, and they don't move. So I thought, before I just take it apart, let me just heat it up a bit with my Bernzomatic TS8000 torch here. I got this about 3 years ago for like 40 bucks, and just running propane on it, not MAP gas or anything. Very good torch for heating things up. Just have to make sure there's no flammables nearby. And I didn't know that parts of the cylinder were plastic. I thought they were all metal, and I'll just heat it up, and hopefully the metal around the balls would become a bit loose and the rust would loosen up and the balls would free up and I'll be able to unlock it. But after about 5 seconds of heating up, I heard a loud pop, and the whole lock cylinder with the spring in here and everything, it just popped off and left this sitting on the other piece for the lock like that. And it was soft plastic because it was heated up already. So I just grabbed it with a pair of pliers and took it right off after about 5 seconds. So got the lock off pretty quick, but I wasn't able to save it. So I am going to need to buy another locking one. Unfortunately, I live in a city where people steal hitches. They steal everything if they can. So I really need a locking one. I can't just put a pin through it. I've got plenty of those. But or I'll just go around with no hitch in it. Because I do have a spare tire on this car, so it will, if I get impacted from the back, it won't be as bad as just impacting the bumper itself. And when I need to tow something, then I'll use the pin, because if I buy another locking one, I'm sure after 4 or 5 months, maybe with the winter 6-7 months, it will end up in the same condition. It won't be able to come apart. So I used anti-seize on this. I put anti-seize on the shaft. I put anti-seize in the hitch. It comes out nice and easy. It's all loose. And I put anti-seize in the lock as well on those balls and everything, but they're still seized up. The only way to prevent it would probably be to lock and unlock it every few weeks, but I wasn't going to do that, especially in the winter and the snowbanks. Well, that's a quick way to take it off. Again, any torch would do, but this TS8000, about 5 or 6 seconds, it just popped right off. And they're pretty nice. They have a lock, and you just push it. You don't need to light these torches. TS8000. You just press the button, auto ignites. Pretty nice torch, and this tip doesn't get hot. So yeah, that's it. If you want to make more YouTube videos, comment below.